Welcome, my gluten-free friends, to the podcast. um, Today, I just wanted to take a minute to say hello and welcome anyone who is new to the podcast. I'm just now starting to share on YouTube, so that's like a really big step for me. And so if you're joining on YouTube, thanks for being here. My name is Lauren. Like it says in the introduction, I live with celiac disease, but I also live with type 1 diabetes. And I also have multiple other food sensitivities. And I just wanted to create a space where people could come and learn and be educated for free because it's a stressful time to get diagnosed with celiac disease or a food intolerance or have to go gluten-free for any reason. And I just wanted to be a resource because I desperately needed that resource 8 years ago when I was diagnosed with celiac disease. Um, Today I wanted to talk about what it's kind of like to navigate living with not only celiac disease, whether you're gluten-free for whatever reason. Of course, for me, it's for celiac disease, but I also can't eat dairy and soy. So I did an elimination diet shortly after I was diagnosed with celiac disease, and I came to find out that I had a soy intolerance. And that was through doing an elimination. And after, I don't know, it was probably like 3 or 4 weeks of eliminating certain foods, I started reintroducing things. And when I reintroduced soy, it wrecked me. And it was really difficult for me to then, on top of being gluten-free, also start being cautious of reading labels and just being cautious of soy. So, obviously we know soy sauce has gluten in it, but sometimes you can find a gluten-free soy sauce, but it's still soy based. So then I was like, I have to find a soy-free soy sauce or a soy-free soy sauce alternative. And that was really challenging. That has been a couple of years now, maybe 6 years since I've figured out the soy issue. But I'm also dairy-free, and I have been dairy-free due to lactose intolerance. And literally, like, as long as I can remember, I've been dairy free far longer than I've been anything else. I started having lots of gastro problems. If you've heard my story, if you've listened to my story of my diagnosis, I share a lot about all of the health problems and concerns that I was dealing with for years until I finally got diagnosed with celiac disease. And one of those was dairy. So I know I'm lactose intolerant, and when I do eat dairy, I've always taken a lactate pill to help my little tummy digest. And then I would take like digestive enzymes, and I take Hilma, and I take all of these different things to try to just help my stomach when I do eat dairy. And sometimes I do eat soy, and I eat it in very minimal amounts. And it's not like I get like physically ill from eating it the way that I would with gluten, but it definitely does not sit well in my stomach, and it affects my digestive system, and it affects like bowel movements and stuff. So it's really annoying more than anything, and I just would rather not deal with it. Dairy, I'm a lot more lenient with, but when I do eat dairy, I have to take like a lactate enzyme to help my stomach. And I have been taking lactate supplements for years. And if you are like me and you also are lactose intolerant, which so many people who have celiac disease or have gut issues and they're gluten-free also deal with other things. And I get a lot of messages from people being like, I'm eating gluten-free and I'm still not feeling better. Chances are it's because you have something else that's causing an irritation in your stomach. And it can be helpful to do some sort of elimination diet and reintroduce foods to try to figure out how you react to different things. So I had made an Instagram post last week saying that like, it's not gluten that I miss. Like for me, it's ice cream and it's dairy, and it's just being able to eat dairy without having to like, oh my gosh, I need a lactate pill or something. And I can't tell you how many random places in my house and in my car and in every bag that I carry and everything, I always have to carry this like lactate pill. And it's always just like a single loose lactate pill. And when I run out, or I'm scavenging my car and I'm like looking everywhere just to have a lactate pill so that I can like actually eat something that has a little bit of cheese or that has a little bit of butter or whatever. Like I prefer to take a lactate pill for almost any amount of dairy that I eat because it will just make me so bloated and my stomach will be so upset for days, and it makes me constipated, and then it makes me have diarrhea, and I just have all these like little stomach problems. Not little, they're big stomach problems. Anyway, so if you're out there and you're listening and you also are a lactate girly, I'm right there with you. I actually recently, I saw an ad for this new innovative lactate pill kind of, and it's not made by Lactate. It's a new company, and the company is called MILKY. And I am so obsessed with this little sleeve. Like if you're watching on YouTube, I'll post a clip as well on Instagram, but it's a new company called MILKY, and it's like a new innovative way to carry a lactate enzyme with you, to make those of us who are lactose intolerant be able to enjoy dairy without the stress of like, oh my gosh, I just used my last lactate pill, or I can't find any in my car, or I don't have any in this bag, they're in a different bag. This little sleeve comes with, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 24 tiny little chewable pills that go in this cute little sleeve, and it just fits right inside your wallet. It fits right inside your bag, and you have tons of lactate pills with you. You have tons of little lactase enzymes with you to carry along, and you don't have to worry about like, did I grab a lactate pill or did I grab something to help me digest my dairy? MILKY is this new innovative way to have that. And I've used this now. I did several experiments with MILKY because I have such a sensitive stomach when it comes to dairy that like I would never eat dairy without taking a lactase enzyme. And so I did several experiments. And when I say several, I'm talking like probably 8 to 10 different experiments with different types of dairy and different amounts of dairy. And MILKY has worked great for me. It is just so much easier to carry around, so much more convenient, and you just pop it out of this little sleeve, kind of like just a little allergy pill. Like that's kind of what it reminds me of. And you have 24 with you at all times. And one of the things that I really don't like about lactate is I do the chewable ones because I think that those ones are more effective, but they have such a bad taste. MILKY has no taste. So you just chew it and you eat it with the same bite that you're taking your first bite of dairy, and then it works for you. And then if you need more because you're going to eat dairy, a half an hour later or 40 minutes later or something, you can take another one with your next meal that you're having dairy with. But I just really love these, and I wanted to tell you guys about them because if you're like me and you have celiac disease and you also need to eat dairy free or soy free or whatever other food intolerance you may have, if it's dairy, you need to try MILKY. I am so impressed with this company, and I love that I never have to scavenge around my bag to just find one loose lactate pill. Now I have this sleeve that has 24 little tablets in it that I can take. They don't have any taste and they're delicious. So I have a code for you guys to get a discount on MILKY. You can get 15% off with the code Lauren15. That's LORIN 15. And you guys can try MILKY. They come in really cute little packaging, and they're just great. They fit right inside your wallet. They fit right inside a little satchel bag, and you've got lots of lactate pills with you. So I just wanted to put a little plug in for MILKY because I actually have been using it, and I've done lots of experiments with it, and it's worked great for me. But those of you who also have other food intolerances, I see you, I feel you, I know how hard it can be to have additional food intolerances and food allergies on top of celiac disease. Luckily, my other food sensitivities aren't allergies, but I know that so many of you deal with food allergies as well as celiac disease or Hashimoto's or EOE, or so many people eat gluten-free for so many different reasons. And I want you to know that I see you, and I know that it's hard, and I know that it's challenging, and I just want you to know that I'm cheering you on, and I'm here to help however I can. There are so many great resources for us online for finding accounts that also eat the same way as us, that are sharing foods that they love and foods that they eat and brands that they trust and restaurants that they eat at in their area. And we have access to Find Me Gluten Free and the Atlee app. And we have access to Facebook groups and using hashtags to search things, Instagram, TikTok. Like, we have information at our fingertips. And this podcast is one of those ways that I'm just like, I just want people to feel like they aren't alone. And that's my whole vision and my whole dream. So if you're new to the podcast, I just wanted to jump on and say hi and introduce myself to you, and share with you that, I am in the thick of the weeds of this with you as well. And I know how challenging it can be. I'm currently actually on a week-long trip at my parents' house for a cousin's summer camp. And that comes with its own unique set of challenges. And I've talked about this in previous episodes as well. Just going on vacation and going on trips and dealing with family members. And it can cause a lot of stress and anxiety. And it's actually kind of funny because I recently had a hair analysis done, and the doctor that I was talking to after I had had the hair analysis done, he was like, you have really high cortisol levels. Like your stress is really something that's affecting your adrenal system, and you really need to take it easy. You need to find ways to reduce your stress. And last night I was just thinking, like, I walked into my mom's house, we got to my mom's house, and I walk right in, and there's a fresh loaf of bread in a pan, and then a fresh loaf of bread on the counter with multiple slices cut. And it's just sitting on the counter. And I instantly, I'm just like, oh my gosh. Like normally my mom cleans the house before I get there, but she hadn't had time to clean the house. And I'm just like, oh, like I just can feel my stress instantly kick in. And I just feel like, okay, we need to get this kitchen clean. We need to make sure everything's clean. And then I was thinking, like, because I had that hair analysis done and the doctor's telling me that I have really high cortisol levels and that my adrenal system is fatigued and stuff. I'm like, this is the answer to the question. Like if a doctor were to ask me like, so what's causing you so much stress? Like that exact moment and that exact image of walking into my mom's house and there's just like fresh homemade bread all over the counter and crumbs and slices. I'm like, this is what's causing me stress. It causes me stress to be gluten-free. And I know that it causes you guys stress. I know that. And I know that it can be hard and it requires a lot of diligence and hard work and patience and educating and all of these things on our end to make sure that we have enjoyable family experiences. And if you listen to my episode 2 weeks ago, I talked about having a difficult experience on another family trip and I just felt really defeated and that was really hard. And I'm still dealing with that. Like I know it's hard, but it's always worth it to speak up for yourself and advocate for your needs and try to help people see your side of the challenges and the difficulties that we face being gluten-free, and especially being the only one in your family. I am the only one in my family on both my husband's side and my side, and it makes it extra difficult. And it causes me stress. And now my adrenal system is fatigued. And now I need to do all sorts of different things to try to help find ways to reduce my stress, because that's going to help improve my brain and that's going to help improve my gut and that's going to help all these different things. And it was just a funny experience because the doctor's like, what's causing you so much stress? And then when he asked me that a couple of weeks ago when I had the hair analysis done, I was like, I own my own business and I'm busy and I've got young kids and blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, it's just, normal stress. But then when I walked into my mom's house and I saw that, I'm like, this is what causes me stress. It causes me a lot of stress. And I know it does for you guys. And I'm just wanting you to know that I'm right there with you. And I'm trying my best as well. And I'm here to help. I consider myself an expert at living at celiac disease. Does that mean I'm perfect at it? No. Do I still have challenges? Yes. Do I still have family struggles? Yes. But I've been doing it now for 8 years and I feel like I have a really good grasp on all the things that I need to do and all the education that I need to give and all of the tips and all of the ways to make it easier. So if you're just now finding this podcast, you were just diagnosed with celiac disease or your child was just diagnosed with celiac disease, I offer one-on-one coaching for people who are in this position right now and who need help, who need a lifeline, who need someone to walk them through, because chances are your doctor didn't give you much information besides you can't have gluten, you can't have wheat, barley, rye, you need to, eat a gluten-free diet and here's a pamphlet and send you on your way. It is unfortunately the case for thousands and thousands of people across the world getting diagnosed with celiac disease. And I am here to help be that lifeline. My one-on-one coaching is $105 for an hour-long Zoom call where I go over everything that I feel is absolutely necessary to know, the proper education to get. And then I give you loads of information that I email to you or text to you so that you can have images, slides, information and apps and everything that we discussed and talked about in a digital form so that you can have it yourself. I will put the link for signing up for a one-on-one consultation in the show notes. I will also put the link for MILKY, the lactase enzyme company, in the show notes. And I talked about the hair analysis. I also have a code to get a discount on a hair analysis. You don't have to live in Utah to get that hair analysis. You can order a kit and they'll send it to you, and you can take your own hair follicles and send it in, and they will give you a report of your hair analysis, which is a really great way to try to find things that could be a root cause issue of something that you might have going on. So I will link all of those in the show notes. And just know that I'm cheering you on, and I'm here for you. And I know how hard it is. I also wanted to mention I still have merchandise in my shop. I'm not doing the discount code anymore because I only did it for May, the month of May, for Celiac Disease Awareness Month. But all of my merchandise, at least my sweaters, are $5 off in the shop. And I've dropped the price from $55 for the hoodies to $50 to the hoodies. So you can get those. Those are now discounted permanently for the cost of a crew neck sweater. I also have t-shirts and I have stickers in the shop as well. And I will be doing a restock of all of my merchandise and adding more kid sizes, a new kids line, a new hoodie in 2 different colors, and that will all be coming in August. So stay tuned for that. Make sure to be following me on Instagram at Good Gluten Free Grub. I'm also on TikTok and I'm on Facebook, and subscribe to the podcast. And I hope you all have a wonderful gluten-free week.